both of those
safeguards,
things.
though, to make sure that when you give away taxpayer dollars, the taxpayers are getting something in return, because it's not just to keep jobs here, but perhaps to grow jobs. That's been the real problem with the Empire Zones.
And if I go forward a step further, if as a CEO, if I invest properly in capital and if I do good R&D, I'm going to create jobs. And that is the transition, and that's what has to be done. I've heard people say, well, we should incent businesses to create jobs. Businesses aren't in business necessarily to hire people. Businesses have to have a reason to hire people. So what the Excelsior program does is incent businesses to do the things that are imperatives to be able to create the environment to hire more people.
You, as a private businessman, you have a profile that has worked fairly well for another private businessman who transitioned into politics. That would be Mike Bloomberg. I'm not so necessarily sure that you have his billions, but you have a lot
I can assure you I do not have his billions.
You have a lot of private sector experience. There was at one point a talk that you might be interested in going into politics, and that you may have had a discussion with the state GOP chairman, Ed Cox, about possibly running for governor. First, are you interested in going into politics?
I don't think so.
You're
I
not.
think I like exactly what I'm doing right now. The job that I have is one where I can be very satisfied in continuing to work with business and business leaders and be a conduit to the political leadership to be able to translate and make deals happen and save jobs, create jobs, and do what I believe is really necessary right now.
Did you have a discussion with Ed Cox about possibly? You did?
Sure. I had a discussion with Ed Cox. I had a discussion with other prominent political leaders. They were clearly just conversations. There was a lot of activity going on at the time, but I have no...
Did he approach you, or did you approach him?
There was an intermediary that was used. I did not know Ed at the time, and there was an intermediary that was used to introduce us.
At your request or at his?
I don't know. I didn't request it, so I think maybe the intermediary thought it was necessary. But the political scene for me is exactly where I'm sitting now. I have 6 more months here in this particular job. We need to continue to work hard to stop the leaky bucket that we have throughout our state in losing jobs. We need to work hard for our small businesses with the things like the governor's proposed with the $25 million revolving loan fund, which is a part of the budget negotiations right now and looks very positive. We need to continue to work on the new economy, the nanotechnology, the biotechnology. That's what I'm focused on. I have no political aspirations whatsoever.
But 6 months means that you expect that Andrew Cuomo or whoever, Rick Lazio or Carl Palladino, whoever ends up being the next governor, will not keep you then.
You know, I let the body of work speak for itself. I would be more than happy to continue on in this, but I also am a realist, and I truly understand that new administrations want new people, and the only thing I would commit is my absolute 100% effort for the next 6-month period of time, and then going forward, we'll see what happens.
Do you have a favorite?
I don't. At this point in time, I want to see how this political campaign moves forward. I think that I have an interest. I clearly have an interest.
Obviously, yes, you do.
And I clearly have an inside look as to some of the problems and some of the challenges that we have. So I would really like to understand more completely how each feel, how to meet the challenges. It's a challenging time. Running a business was a great experience. And we went through, 1987, and then we went through the issues of the early 90s, and then the Asian flu in the late 90s, and on post 9/11. But I've never seen a financial environment or a business environment and the challenges that we're